Hello and welcome to the Crafty Historian, episode number 23. My name is Rachel and I am a third year history undergraduate at the University of York. If you want to find me on Instagram, I am Ravenclaw Rachel, and on Ravelry I'm RachelRavenclaw. We also have a podcast group which you can find if you search in Ravelry, the Crafty Historian Podcast. There is also an Etsy, but I have no idea what's in there because it's exam season and I'm not making things for the shop at the moment. So yes, welcome back to anyone who is a returning viewer, and hello to everyone who is new. Hopefully you stick around and see what it's like. I love doing this. It's sort of just a nice way to break up the week. I will say that in the podcast group at the moment there is a thread which I opened last podcast asking whether you would be interested in a Christmas in July cal. So if you hop on over there and let me know if you're a podcaster and you want to sort of join in with me, let's do some Christmas knitting. So this could be either gifts or ornaments, decorations, just sort of getting started so that we're not all in that mad rush in December. So yeah, it would just be sort of casual. You wouldn't have to finish it and whips would be allowed, things like that. Just sort of not leave everything till the last minute. Yay! So yes, hop on over there if you would like the sound of that. And I think we should get started. I'm in a different place again this week. This is the best place for light because my window's just over there. And this is my door, and this is Wonder Woman. You can't see, but that is Wonder Woman. It's my Wonder Woman poster. Can you see? No. Yeah. Just about there. That's where the Wonder Woman symbol is, but you can't see that because otherwise my face would be like here, which no one wants. Well, maybe you do, but that's rude. It's exam season, guys. So yes, let's just jump right in. I have some knitting and some sewing for you this week, and some cheeky acquisitions. So we will start off with a finished object. And I have finished my Una shawl, which is not going to fit in. Way. Oh, I'm holding it the wrong way. There we go. Way. Like an aeroplane. So this is the Una shawl pattern. That shows it quite well, actually. By Rosie Purnell of Pixel Atlantis. It is a 1 skein shawl which I knit in the gradient Magma Rose from Pook GB. So we started off down here. This is going to show up much better today. So we started off with this sort of greeny black. You can just about see it is a stellina. And then that fades into sort of blue, dark bluey purples to this lovely sort of indigo section. I love this part, the really nice sort of rich purples, all the way into this beautiful burgundy, pinky burgundy. And it is the perfect sort of spring weight scarf, so it fits my arm span like that, and I tend to wear it. Whoop. Going well guys, like this, which is really cool because you've then got you can see the different sections of the shawl, which isn't necessarily noticeable on the full expanse. I really like it. I'm really proud of it. It's such a beautiful pattern. Seriously, if you are looking for something to sort of palette cleanse, I really recommend this pattern. Memorised it just fine. Yes. It clashes horrifically with my green dress today, but, well, apart from this side's fine. The minute we get into the burgundy, that's a bit weird. Mind you, my lipstick's that colour. Rambling. Yes. So, yeah, I'm not sure what else to say apart from when the sunshine does return, I reckon I'll make some good use out of this. So pretty. That is my finished object this week. Oh, look at that. Look at that gradient. I did block it quite aggressively so that it would lay flat. But I don't have an issue with that. It was a bit tight, sort of getting in the nooks and crannies in this student room, but we managed it. If there had been a fire alarm, I wouldn't have been able to leave my room, but luckily no one decided to cook toast at 3 AM. Luckily. So that, yes, is my finished object for this episode. So of course, as I really enjoyed that, what do? I cast on another one. So obviously you haven't seen this before. It's living in like the pencil case I made. This is the leftover sheep fabric I made for a bag for our mini skein cowl in January. And this is all I had left, so it's gone in there. Just because this is smaller to shove in my handbag than anything else. And this is kind of cheeky because it's also an acquisition. Nora George had a spring sale to clear the shelves. So I picked up this, which is That Dull Grey Tuesday Morning, which is a Harry Potter reference. And it's just this sort of dappled indigo grey, which I wound up. It looks kind of, don't know what it reminds me of, like a puck. Yeah, I used to play underwater hockey and we played with pucks at the bottom of the pool. And it reminds me of the sort of size and shape of that. It's not as heavy. Try having a 5 kilo puck fly at your face underwater. That doesn't scare you. Yeah, no, it didn't scare me. What scared me is the 6-foot blokes kicking me in the shoulder. Yeah. So I've got my puck of yarn. It's a lovely 75/25 squish. And this is where I'm at so far. So you can see it's knitting up really quite variegated and dappled. It is a pattern knit on the bias. There are some lovely eyelets. When I bought the yarn, I also bought a stitch marker, which is little BB-8 made by Hannah of the Corner Craft that Tracy and her did kits at Christmas, and this one was left over, so I decided to pop that in as well because it's cute and I don't really have many stitch markers that are sort of fun, and I really like these. The skill in that, I mean, it's so tiny. Something I will never be able to do, so I will gladly pay for it. So yes, I'm really loving how this is knitting up. Lovely sort of, yeah, It's not really pooling, which is fantastic. Just nice and variegated. And this one is going to be a gift. This is going to be for my supervisor. My lovely supervisor in the history department here has sort of been with me through everything for the past 4 years. She's immensely supportive and I love her dearly. So she's getting a scarf to say thank you. I had a toss up whether I was going to do tealy greens or greys, because she does love tealy greens. She really likes my Colour Affection shawl, which I knit last summer. I'm aware that I'm getting reflections on my glasses, so I apologise, but then I can't see if we do this. I'd have to sit here to figure out if anything's focused, which no one wants because my eyeliner's not great either. So you're going to get my window reflecting on my face instead. Yes, I went with grey because I feel it's more versatile. She's got a great coat. I'm really happy. So yes, one of those is in progress. So that is going to be a gift, and I'm hoping to get it done before the 18th of May for Nikki of Tea and Possibilities Reknit Cow. I was going to make another of my cable hats, which is Jason's cashmere hat, the pattern I use. I was going to knit that for my mum for Christmas, but cables are beyond me at the moment. So I've got 2.5 weeks to knock that out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. That's what I'm saying about my 4,000 word essay as well. I've got 2.5 weeks to knock it out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yep. So there's that, and next thing I was working on is my socks, and these are in my Winnie the Pooh bag. And this is my second sock, and I am ready for the gusset increases on my foot. So I do try it on, but because it's quite tight, it's sort of comparable there. So these are 2.25mm Knit Pro Zings, which I am using, and the yarn is Felt Fusion on the 51st State colourway. This is my first sock. Oh, that's showing up much better than it did last time. So I've got a red sheepshear's toe, heel and cuff. Nice little 1x1 twisted rib. And it's these lovely sort of mermaidy blues and purples and a little bit of red. So yes, I'm doing a tuck construction with a heel flap and gusset. There's the heel turn, there's the heel flap, because I find this fits my foot the best. I tried this one on and it fits perfectly. Yes, so I need to look at the recipe again. I can't remember who the pattern's by, but if you go to my project page, I'm calling these my nebula socks, and you'll be able to see which one I'm using. but I'm really happy with them. But this is the one that's been finished. But I'm really happy because the last time I hadn't even cast on the toe, and I've done that and made it to the top of the foot, and now I need to gut it, which just requires a little bit of maths. Well, not a bit of maths, it just requires looking at the pattern. It'll be fine. So yes, that is on its way. I'm trying desperately not to cast on another pair of socks. Not for me, but I want to knit my mum her Christmas socks already, because I knit the West Yorkshire Spinners Hollyberry for me last year, and I have enough left over for a second pair and hers, so I just want to get them done because I know then that's another skein off my hands, and I'm also knitting a pair for one of her friends when they go to Finland. So yes, here we go. The next thing I want to show you is my Cozy Memories blanket, because you may have seen on my Instagram that all of my quadrants have hit 5x5. So here is one. I believe this is the one I was working on. I can't remember. That means I knit the blue and all the way across the top since I last saw you. So there's this quadrant, and my identical one of this I have already started on the next row. It's on the needles here. So there you go. Proof it's at 5x5. And now I am knitting in my Debonair Marsala Fleck yarns from my Patronus shawl. And so the speckle's going here, and then the contrast is going next to it because I feel like it would be nice to have them together. It's a happy squish. I really enjoy working on my blanket. Again, it's something that I can log off and work on because it's such a simple pattern. I have knit, well, if each of my quadrants are at 5x5, I've knit 100 of these squares. I probably have another 100 to go. My aim at the moment is to get them to 8x8 and then see how it looks like on my double bed at home. So we'll see how that goes. How many would that have then? So that the next, to get it to 6x6, that'd be 36 times 4, which is, oh lordy, maths I can't do on camera. So 8x8 is 64, so 64 times 4. Hang on, I've got my phone. It's bugging me. I want to know. (64) times by 4. It's 256. So I've got 156 squares left in it until I can review. Which, if I then divide 156 by 2, I need 78 different yarns. So I may have to, obviously I want to knit through what I've got, but I know for a fact that I do not have 78 different yarns. But I should be getting a swap package at some point. Yeah, so I've got about 20 skeins left. No, I've got about 18 left from my advent calendar. And I've got, yeah, I reckon I may have about 40 left. we'll see. And then I may even have to make it 10 by 10, which is ridiculous. Which would be 400 squares. At which point I'm only a quarter of the way through, which makes sense because I'm at 5 by 5. Ridiculous. Anyway, yes, I'm going to keep working on this. I know some people have put their blankets away because they feel like spring is not the time to work on them, but I think it's the perfect time to work on them because they're sort of, well, especially the way mine is, my quadrants, it's still quite lightweight. And it's 4-ply yarn. And you get the sense of accomplishment of finishing a square. So, there we go. That is that. And the last thing for sort of yarny crafts I'm going to show you is my crochet granny square blanket, which is what I'm using my leftovers from when I've done the squares to use up what's left. I'm using them in here. So everyone else does a granny stripe blanket, I feel. Instead, I'm going round in a square, and each mini is interspersed with this cream. So this is where I'm at so far. It's probably cushion cover size. I did think about perhaps making a cushion cover instead, but I quite like to continue. I've got loads of ends to weave in. Look at these. That's the only thing about changing colour with the cream going all the way through, is that I can't magic ball it, magic knot it. So yes, all of these have previously been blanket squares. There are some where I've had to connect halfway round. What am I looking for? Yeah, so this up here, you can't tell, but there are extra ones there. No, not that one. What am I looking for? Oh, this purple one, I went from a speckled one into just a pale one. And then into a different one there, although I knit the ends in there. Changed here between one here, the ends are out. So a slightly more pinky one, things like that. So it's just using up my scraps. So at the moment, my last stripe was a blue. Here's my cream that I'm using. My next one that I will be using, I think, is my weird egg of Stranded Dyeworks Street Art. And then I think with all my odds and ends, so I've got lots of oh dear, sort of a few grams of each. I might try and make a magic ball out of like colours. So for example, I've got this pink here, which, this pink here, goes with that one. Yeah, we'll probably go with that one too. Yeah, even if it then sort of stripes and fades and things, just a way, because I don't want to waste them. I mean, I've got a teeny tiny amount there. And then going in here, I don't pick this up as often because I am not a crocheter, but it's just nice to work on occasionally. I think I last showed you when we were about down here, so I just wanted to show that it has grown. Ta-da! So that is all I've been working on. moving on to sewing, I did sew a mini project bag. Well, it was more a pouch, notions pouch or something, for a swap, but that is in the post, so I'm not going to show you. And secondly, after my week-long love affair with my sewing machine at home, where I made my Agnes dress and my blue and white Ditsy shirt, and with Me Made Make coming up, I decided I would make another dress. Because why wouldn't you at university during exam revision season and you've got an essay to write? Hey ho. So I am sewing the New Look 6262. You can see it's just a plain simple dress. I'm doing the V-neck version here, but with the long sleeves of this one with the overlay. I've previously made this one. That was my deck chair dress, if you remember. So I'm making this one. I've made some adjustments so that the pattern fits better. And the biggest adjustment I've made is I am lining the bodice. So I'll show you this. This is the fabric I am using. It is a viscose that I got on eBay for about £3 a metre, I feel. So it's this lovely burgundy with white roses and sort of, they remind me of clematis flowers, these blue ones. I've pinned together my skirt pieces here, that's what this is. Just a wall fabric. If that ends up being one of the recommended thumbnails, I may just put it in for fun. What? So yeah, that's the next thing I've got to sew down. But this is what I have so far. It's a lovely fitted bodice, which I have lined with the same fabric. So I've just pinned it at the back because I haven't inserted the zip yet, which is here. And I've just pinned this sleeve in. It hasn't been sewn yet. So I'm going to take this off actually. We have V-neck construction here, and bust darts and waist darts. There are also back darts. There, you can see that. Fully pressed, I'll have you know. And then for the lining, I did the same so that it would fit. And then I interfaced the edge and stay stitched it down with a contrast thread. It's just black, but I make it so I remember which side is the front, because there's no way I'd black, I'd top stitch down in black. That's not something I would do. And it fits beautifully. It looks really nice. And the fabric, it's got such a lovely drape to it. What are you doing, Rachel? God's sake. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to wearing it and having it done. I'm hoping to work on it this week so I can wear it. We've got a swing dance event at the weekend. May not get it done for there, but we'll see. Oh, it's just my favourite colour to wear, burgundy. I can't wait to have it done. I have taken my time with it, so it is well constructed in spite of not being with my machine at home. Because if you make something, I feel you should make something better each time you do it. So I'm really trying. Really trying. So yes, I would recommend this pattern, but I would say measure the pattern pieces, not what it says on the back. So the size they recommended on the back, I actually went down a size for, but oh well. And that is that. I have a little bit of acquisitions for you because I celebrated for handing in my dissertation. Yay! Boethius is gone! Although I'm still reading things and he turns up all the time, and it's just... So I'm doing an essay on the allegories associated with government, and a lot of the people who were writing were influenced by Boethius, which is... he's haunting me, basically. But to celebrate having finished my dissertation, I went onto Ravelry and searched for de-stash yarns, so 4-ply de-stash yarns in the UK, and I came across a lady, I can't remember her name, who was de-stashing a couple of Nora George skeins for considerably less than I would have had to pay if I paid them on her website. So I bought them. Here they are. They've got the old tag and everything. And they are Harry Potter inspired. So we have Expecto Patronum, which is this lovely sort of blue with neon highlighter green. There seems to be some sort of mustardy speckles through it. And I plan to make another Una shawl out of this one for my friend for her birthday. I almost said her name, but I'm not certain if she does watch or not. Hence why the name was not said. But these are her colours. So doing that, and this is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and it's high twist. Really nice. And then the second one I was going to knit for a gift, but it is so beautiful I'm going to keep it for myself. And this is Moaning Myrtle, which is this lovely purple with sort of navies, hot pinks and sort of browns in there. Look at that. Oh, and there are teals in there. Can't really see. Teals up there. This is one of those where you can't really tell the beauty on screen. I just thought, that's a nice purple, and now I don't want to let it go. And this is the same construction, 80-20 high twist. So yay! Very happy. So I got those. Would recommend if you're ever looking for just nothing in particular, the de-stash option on Ravelry. You can turn up some bargains in there. And then the other day, me and one of my friends are feeling a bit down, so we went and we had cake, because that's what we do. And we decided then to nip into the fabric shop. I did buy some fabric. I bought 1 metre of this lovely red and black houndstooth fabric. It is sort of a suiting fabric. It's got a little bit of give but not much. And I'm going to make another Delphine skirt out of this from Tilly and the Buttons Love and First Stitch. I think it would be perfect for winter and autumn, maybe even summer, who knows. So looking forward to that one. It's really nice. It didn't have a tag saying what the fibre content was, but it feels a bit like a polyester. Frays a bit though. So yes, we've got that. And then the final thing is going to seem a bit weird, but they were selling the old pattern catalogues? Old pattern catalogues really cheap, because obviously no one knows what to do with them. I got the Vogue patterns for, this is summer 2014, for one reason mainly, well, two. One reason is I do some collaging, sort of collage work. The other reason is vintage Vogue. Look at the drawings. So we're going to go through vintage Vogue because it's my favourite. Look at the sass. Oh, this is really, really painful. I love this coat. Never wear it, but I love it. Just so stylish. Look, it's a princess dress. This girl is my spirit animal. Honestly, just... Oh. So she is lovely. We've got nice prim and proper on this side. Oh, look at that blue one. I love the pink as well. More princess dresses. I love the bow in the back of that one. And these come from everything from, like, I think it goes between I think the earliest I've seen is the 1930s or 1920s to 1950s. So here we've got a 1945 and a 1950. So 45 and 50. Oh, more coats. This one, oh, sassy country lady. Now this coat, I would love to wear one like that. And a lovely suit. I love these sort of cocktail dresses. This one here reminds me of the Sew Over It Betty dress. And this one just reminds me of Marilyn Monroe. Because yes, I mean, look at the watercolour work on that. Stunning. Couple more. We're nearly there. No, not quite. Love the sleeves on this black one at the back on this side. And then we've got a fancy GP, and then we go into some hat patterns as well. Oh no, we've got the cape. Another coat. Is that everything? Yeah, that's everything. So part of me just wants to go through that and go, over how beautiful things are. But yes, I want to work some of those into my art journal and things like that. But I can also use the drawings and things from throughout the rest of it. I mean, let me find another one that I could use. Dramatic flamenco dancer. Wow. Probably not a flamenco dancer, but that's the response it elicits from me. Yes. If you're ever looking for art supplies, I would recommend raiding fabric shops, see if they're selling one of those. They're good. I am not going to do a history section today again. The time is running along and I need to get back to my reading. But hopefully after exams I will have a couple of weeks where I can just use the library and research a series I want to do in the summer about the history of knitting. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, part of it is I don't want to talk about history at the moment because I don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't know anything. Help. Anyway, I shall love you and leave you. If you enjoyed this, leave a comment, like, subscribe. All of it helps me to reach more people. Yeah. Thank you ever so much for watching. I know there are many knitting podcasts out there, so it feels wonderful to have you listening to little old me. Yes, I hope you are well and that May treats you well. Bye.